Okay, so we're going to talk about slices, backhand slices, forehand slices. Not a big fan of forehand slices. We'll get into that in a little bit. But backhand slices, super important, especially if you've got a two-handed backhand. Two-handed backhand is so good for most things, but one thing it's lacking is it's lacking a little reach sometimes. So to fill that gap in when you're super stretched, you need to be able to slice the ball and get yourself out of trouble. Also, it's really good for an approach shot, and it's also good for a drop shot. So those are the three things you need. You need to be able to get yourself out of trouble with a slice, you need to be able to zip it close to the net and come in behind it, and you need to be able to drop shot. And we're going to do a video on all those three things, but this is just the basics of the slice backhand. So we're going to do a one-handed slice backhand, because if you have a two-handed slice, it kind of negates the stretch that you're looking for. So it don't really make any sense. I have a lot of good players that have played college tennis, a lot of girls that have a two-handed slice, and it drives me crazy. But anyway, they made it work. So the ball comes, I'm going to unit turn. We heard that before. We heard that in every single video we talked about. So the ball comes, I'm going to turn my shoulders, and I'm going to put the racket's going to be holstered like the volley, and I'm going to take the racket up to shoulder height. I don't want to take it up higher than that. Definitely don't want to take it lower. I want to take it up to shoulder height. What we're going to do here now, when the ball comes, we're going to step into the ball and we're going to make contact at waist height, more in front than the two-hander. We don't want to make contact here because then you can kind of pop it up. We want to make contact more in front, and that's going to really get us body weight going forwards and keep the slice down. Because the racket starts high and I'm hitting the ball at waist height, that's going to make me hit the ball in a descending blow. I don't need to add any chop suey. I don't need to do that. Okay, I just start up high and I just swing out towards the ball. So here we go. I take the racket up and I just swing out into my target. Okay. Now there's two different ways to coach this. Some coaches talk about keeping this angle here. Okay. Other coaches want you to release the racket into the court. I personally like to release the racket into the court. I think it helps me accelerate more. I think it helps with feel. I think about golfers. I think about Phil Mickelson with great touch. He's never holding on. He's always letting the club go, and he's always feeling the ball or the club hit the ball. And in tennis, I think releasing the hands in this shot is just going to give you a better slice. So again, we're going to take the racket up shoulder high, and then we're going to release the racket into the court. So hope that helped. One thing I would say is practice the slice. You need the slice. I know if I'm playing someone and I hit a ball and they can't slice it, it screams that they're an amateur. If someone can't slice, it really makes me feel good as an opponent. You need to be able to develop a good slice. But on the flip side of that, you don't want to hit the slice too much. I think if you watch any good player that starts to get a little nervous, I remember Roddick towards the end of his career used to slice a lot of backhands. I know under pressure, I'm not comparing myself to Roddick, but I know I use it as a bit of a crutch sometimes. You know, I'll be returning serve and the ball comes and I'll slice it instead of coming over it. You don't want to use it as a crutch because you're nervous. You want to use it because you've got bad intentions. You want to move, you want to mix up the point. You're not doing it because you're scared to hit the two hands. So keep that in mind when you're practicing, especially as a junior. We want to be hitting way more two-handers than we do slices. Mine has been Adam Wood. This has been A Touch of Tennis. Please like the video, subscribe, and I'll talk to you later.